Build bridges. Look at that great graphic there. Welcome back to Hardball. For months, I've been saying President Obama should identify construction projects, especially bridges where American workers can build, baby, build. Roads that need fixing, bridges that are in danger of collapsing. And dare the Republicans to vote against these projects and the jobs they create in their home areas. Well, today, President Obama went all the way. He took his fight for jobs on the road conveniently to a location connecting the home states of, I should say, Speaker John Boehner, Ohio, and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. The Brent Spence Bridge, there it is, coming up on the screen, connects Cincinnati, Ohio with Covington, Kentucky, and has been deemed functionally obsolete by the federal government. It was built in the 1960s to accommodate 80,000 cars a day, but today more than 170,000 cars travel over it, sort of. They get congested every day. Well, today the president called on Republicans to pass his jobs bill.
The bridge behind us just happens to connect the state that's home to the Speaker of the House with the home state of the Republican leader in the Senate. Now, that's just a coincidence. It's purely accidental that happened. But part of the reason I came here is because Mr. Boehner and Mr. McConnell, those are the two most powerful Republicans in government. They can either kill this jobs bill or they can help pass this jobs bill. Mr. Boehner, Mr. McConnell, help us rebuild this bridge.
Well, Senator Sherrod Brown's a Democrat from Ohio. Welcome, Senator. You're the kind of Democrat I get, because you seem to be a guy that would like to get people working. And also, I think what the president's talking about, getting work done that needs to get done. Not just the demand for work, but the supply of jobs out there that need to be filled. If these bridges are below code, if you got a traffic congestion that cannot be dealt with any other way, you need a new bridge. It seems to me a logical way to make a case for job creation.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of things. And, in many ways, what we did in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, into the 70s, we built the best infrastructure, the greatest infrastructure the world had ever known, starting, certainly including President Eisenhower's interstates and all we did with water and sewer and bridges and highways and all of that. And we've really let too much of it decay. And when you look at what this is about putting people directly to work, building bridges, putting steel workers to work, making cable, making steel, and then setting the foundation for eliminating that congestion and more efficient transportation. Southwest Ohio, Cincinnati's got some of the most important economic drivers in the nation. Procter & Gamble, Kroger, which is, I believe, the largest grocery store chain now in the country. It's got Wright-Patt Air Force Base. It's got all kinds of companies that rely on good transportation, good access to markets. And it matters for building long-term economic prosperity. That's why we had such great years in the 50s, 60s, 70s in this country, because we built that infrastructure.
We built the country. Here's Senator Mitch McConnell disagreeing with you. He's from Kentucky, right near that bridge. He was quick to criticize the president's trip this morning. Here he was on the Senate floor earlier today. Let's listen.
I would suggest, Mr. President, that you think about ways to actually help the people of Kentucky and Ohio, instead of how you can use their roads and bridges as a backdrop for making a political point. If you really want to help our state, then come back to Washington and work with Republicans on legislation that will actually do something to revive our economy and create jobs, and forget the political theater.
What a blast of BS. I don't usually say that about politicians, but what you just heard Senator McConnell say has no meaning whatever. Everyone who's paid attention to American politics, especially the Congress senator, has noted that the Republicans do not negotiate, do not work together with the president. They have stiff-armed him. They've straight-armed him every meeting he's gone to. They won't take a 10-to-1 deal. They won't take any deal. And he has the nerve to say, come back and talk to us again so we can stiff you again and thump you one more time. I guess they count on the American people not paying attention. It must be what this guy, McConnell, has figured out. Nobody's listening, so he can say what he wants.
Well, and I think that, as you know, or as you could guess like I can, Chris, my guess is Mitch McConnell's not sat in traffic at rush hour going south into Kentucky or north into Ohio. I-71 and I-75 meet right at the Brent Spence Bridge, and right a half a mile north of there. And that bridge is not in good shape. I certainly hope there's never any serious public health or public safety problems there. But I don't want to just stick my head in the sand and just hope the bridge lasts another 10 years and we don't have to worry about it. The other thing that's interesting there is under federal law, in state laws, about almost that entire bridge, even though it spans the Ohio River, is actually in the state of Kentucky, because Kentucky owns basically almost all the way across the river. And I wish that Senator McConnell would pay a little more attention to things in his state if he doesn't seem to care any more about that bridge than his sort of dismissive comment about the President of the United States.
Well, let's talk about the reality of life in Ohio, your state. You're up for re-election. I'm thinking about the president. I don't know how he wins re-election without Ohio. If it comes to Pennsylvania, the election's over. So he has to start by winning Ohio to have a chance to get re-elected. You know how it works. Yep. Everybody, well, I'm a nut. I've been watching Ohio politics since I was a kid. To me, there's three interesting states: California, Pennsylvania, or New York, rather, and Ohio. Something about Ohio is fascinating. Can you figure out the state? Do you understand how they're going to decide this election come next November for president? Could they vote for a Southern guy, a Yahoo like Perry? Could they go that far?
Yeah, well, I think President Obama's going to win Ohio. I think it's going to be hard. It's heavily contested. Karl Rove's already been in the state, spent, I believe, $700,000 or $800,000 just against me, let alone what he's going to do with and to the president. I mean, that's all fair game. I'm okay with that. But Ohio's a state where there's a lot. It's a third leading manufacturing state in the country, and everything flows from that. We know the middle class is strengthened when we make things. We don't make enough stuff in this country. A group of us did an announcement today about a currency legislation to level the playing field with China. We've lost, according to a new study, almost 3 million jobs, 2/3 of them manufacturing, the last decade because of bad trade policy with China. And my focus is everything is through the prism of how do you create jobs? How do you give people the chance to go to work? Overwhelming number of people that are unemployed want to work and pay taxes, not draw unemployment, and not spend all their time looking for a job. So it's all about that. That's how you win Ohio. That's how you build the country. And my state has built this country at wartime and built it during peace, and we're proud of what we make in Ohio.
I think you're the paradigm. Thank you very much. You may not like that word, but it's a good word for you. You're how the Democrats ought to be right now. Thanks. Senator Sherrod Brown, a Labor Democrat and I think you'd be proud of that word. Anyway.